Okay, so today you're going to see how we install this blue dry hand dryer along with D-line trunking into a community centre. Morning. So you find me in the most glamorous of locations, a toilet. We're back at the community centre that we did the EICR on, and we are replacing a hand dryer. Now this is the hand dryer that I discovered was on the lighting circuit, if you remember from the previous video. And I've disconnected the old one, and as you can see the new one's all fitted up using my nice little laser level to make it all nice and level. Now I didn't show the mounting of the hand dryer, that's just dead boring, let's just put it on the wall. What we're here to show you in this video is the D-line range of surface trunking and how it all goes together and how we're going to use it in this community centre to surface mount the cable for this hand dryer, and also extend one of the radial circuits from the plug that's actually behind the camera. Now that single socket, which you can see on the screen, is actually going to become a double socket, and it's going to be surface mounted so that I can then surface mount the D-line system. Surface box is also going to be a D-line box, and I'll show you why when we come to putting it all together. But right now, let's get out of this toilet and let's get back into the hallway and let's start work, shall we? So we come to the main reason for this video, and it's all of what you can see on the table here, which is the D-line system of trunking. This is great stuff for doing surface mounting and trying to disguise the fact that it is surface mounted. I love this stuff. It's great to use, great to work with, and I think it looks 10 times better than the square type trunking that you'd find elsewhere. Now, this, what I'm using today, is the 30 by 15 mini trunking, I think it's called, and this is suitable for anything up to about like 2.5mm cable. I think you get a 4mm cable in there as well, but we're using 2.5mm. The good thing about this stuff is, like with some 20mm round conduit that you can get patches boxes and back boxes. It's not patches boxes, back boxes with 20mm cutouts. These have very similar cutouts. So this is the surface mount box in the D-line range. We'll just pop that out the top there. So we leave that with a D hole. Get hold of the adapter, which is there. And we're going to put the adapter into place. That just clips. Oops. That just clips into place. There we go. That's clipped into place. You get your length of D-line trunking, and you slot it in, and it's done. Please, I've done it. Got it. And there it is. And there it is. Dead simple. Oops. So, dead simple. Just take that out of there. Put that blank back in. Nice and flush. Which I think is an awful lot better than trying to do square trunking, and you try to marry it up, and the number of times you can't, it looks terrible. This marries up, it looks one solid piece. Comes with various corner pieces, so let's get them on the wall that way. You've got these ones in the corners, and most importantly, the D-line comes with a range of these. These are metal clips, there we go, that get clipped inside and then hold the cable in, and this, make sure this is all to fire regulations then. Premature collapse, remember? These will fit in at regular intervals into these tubes. Trunking. As I say, it's dead easy to use this stuff. It comes with a backing which can be just stuck onto any wall surface. It's really strong adhesive, you'd struggle to get it back off again. However, because I'm using these, I'll be screwing into the wall anyway, they're going to be held back as well. But if you're not wanting to damage the wall in any way, or you're not allowed to, this will stick to the wall, no problem at all. Like I say, I'm going to be attaching screws to this as well. Now, if you remember rightly, before I was worried about asbestos. In this particular case, the walls I'm using in there, the brick. So I'm just drilling into brick, so there's no worries about me going anywhere near any asbestos. That's not going to happen, so I'm quite happy to do that. I've got to drill through the wall to get to the ladies' toilet. That's a little bit of a worry, but we'll come to that when we come to it. I believe that it's a partition wall, so I hope it's not brick, but I won't know that until I get there. It certainly feels more hollow than this wall here. Anyway, I thought I'd just introduce this very quickly. So we're going to get this on the wall. Now this is going to be replacing the single socket on the wall. I'm going to come through there, and then this goes on top and converts the surface mounted box. The box is on the wall to a surface mounted box, so I can actually put a double socket on here and fit the D-link stuff onto it. Right, so checking out this hand dryer, and I've just opened up the fuse carrier, and what you see there's the earth wire, no sheathing over it, but they've earthed it to a plastic back box for a start. But then, if you notice, it isn't actually then, the earth isn't actually connected to the hand dryer. So if the hand dryer went wrong, which it could do, which we think it has, there is no short circuit protection there whatsoever, earth fault protection there whatsoever. So they've earthed the main cable to a plastic back box, but then they've not earthed it to the device itself. So that earth wire coming from the device, which is this one, well, that's useless. What? Yeah. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get this single socket. Just tested it's off. It's going to get this single socket off the wall and replace it with a surface mounted box double. So it also has the added benefit of turning this into a double socket at the same time. Yes, might need to extend those. Anyway, that's not what I want to be doing right now. What I wanted to do is get that off the wall. Okay, let's get the back box. Right, let's position this over. I'll just stick those through there so I can get it nice flush. Ooh, it's going to be a tight old fit that. Yeah, probably a bit. Oh no, that's right. Right, it's going to be a tight old fit that. It's going to be about there. Line that up and cover those. That's going to be close. Okay, about there. It's quite close. Should be alright. Okay. Right, before you do this, You obviously have to put the adapter in before you screw it to the wall, otherwise you won't be able to get it in. Right, so we've got a long length there, we haven't got the length on those two. So we're going to have to lengthen those. Bit of a pain. Yeah, that's a bit of a bugger. Right, okay, so they'll have to be lengthened up. Yeah, okay. Right. Well, so as you can see, I've lengthened those with a couple of singles. The earth is long enough, so I don't need to do anything with that. Now, this is only temporary while I'm getting this up, so I want this plug up back up and working really. When I drop the new 2.5mm cable through here, I'll have to increase these way it goes to three ways, but for the time being, that's fine with twos. Not worried about that. Let's get these out that thing, and then what I'll do is I'll turn the power back on just to make sure this is all working. Yes, if you're worried that we've got a screwdriver down there, right into the box. But before I leave today, that will be on the trunking, so that hole won't exist. And I'm the only one here today. Okay, let's just check that I've done that right. Checking this. Yeah, solid deal. Okay, that's done. Right, so that's converted that over to a double, and obviously we've now got the adapter to start putting the D-line trunking on, and also obviously I can now start measuring for that. It's going up to the ceiling. Right, so I apologise, like I say, it is quite dark in this corner. So we're going to go from that new double socket. The path we're going to take is directly up the wall, along the ceiling, in the prescribed zone. Anybody guess? 150mm from the ceiling, along to the corner, across the top of the corner. Now I've got to be careful there, because there is, obviously, you can see there's a switch there, and that's for the fan, extractor fan in the gents' toilets. Going to come around the corner, and then we're going to come along here, into here somewhere, and then through the wall into the ladies' toilets. Look, as I say, not quite sure where yet. I need to get that cover off that extractor fan switch, see if I can work out where the roots of the cables are going, so I don't drill into them. That would be great, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's the route that we're taking. Okay, so that's the first length of D-line trunking in. Let's see if I can do a nice smooth pan. So the laser level on the way up to the ceiling. I've got it just a little bit down from the ceiling, from the top, only so I can actually get the clips in and things. But that is the first bit in. Right, so the next bit's in, as you can see, and we have the usual problem that the corner isn't square. It's not square enough, let's put it that way, but it probably will get hidden once we get that length in along there. Now, We'll get the length in along there, get it measured correctly. Now we can't do the next bit until I work out where we're going through the wall. So we'll get this bit on and then we'll start scratching our heads out as to where we're going through the wall. So there we go, there's the last bit for this bit in on the top there. Oddly, this side it's actually pretty square, that side. Shame about that side, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all, quite happy with that. So, like I say, I can't do this bit because I know where I'm going through the hole in the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back. Let's go right back here. So we're going to come back down to here and we're going to put in the metal clips inside. We'll get that done because that'll take a bit of work. This wall is weird. Probably here. So I'm not sure whether this is a stud wall or it's brick, because even when you go down you're finding hollow spots. That wall is definitely hollow. That is a partition wall, so we'll have to be careful with that. This one, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's a stud wall. So we know what we're dealing with over here. Yeah, we know what we're dealing with here. This is weird. I'm not sure this is a stud wall, but it feels like it's got bricks with holes in. Because you can sort of hit anywhere and you get either a solid sound or a hollow sound. So yes, I'm going to have to check it as I'm drilling up, because some of them might need drilling with the wall plugs, others might just need a screw through. I'll just have to work that out when we come to it, but I think it looks really nice and neat. Okay, so we've got the cable into the new fuse spur, another D-line accessory. There's the old fuse spur and the old trunking, which I've now taken out. I've taken out the old cable as well. So we know that's going to the lighting circuit, so we know that we've taken that out. So that's done. Now what we need to do is, I can't locate the D-line in here until I know where I'm coming through the wall. And the same goes out here. I can't run the D-line along here until I've decided where I'm going through the wall. So the next stage, to get that off the wall, have a look, see where the cable runs are, and then try and work out where we're going to come through the wall. Now we could reuse that box, but that's surface mounted and the D-line won't go into that. So we need to work out how we're going to do it. I'm not sure yet. That's the next stage. So I'm going to go through the wall there, and I've drilled a hole in the D-line trunking to go through the trunking, through the wall. I've got an end cap for the D-line. So I think that'd be a nice, neat solution. So on the other side of the wall, come over here. See, I've drilled through there, and there'll be a D-line to run from there to the corner, around the corner, along, straight down to the fuse spur. I think that'll look quite nice, quite neat. Because I've been behind here, and there are cables running up, I think run up and into the ceiling. So I am very wary of that whole area there. It is a hollow wall, it is a partition wall, so even if there is a cable running behind there, it's quite a deep partition wall. If I'm using short screws that only go the depth of the plasterwork, when I'm putting in the metal clips, I shouldn't go anywhere near any cables, even if they are there. But obviously that area there, I want to try and avoid if I can. Anyway, we'll get on with that, start cutting lengths, and we'll get it all up into place, and we'll see where we go. Once we've done that, we'll get the metal clips in all along the length, from out here, all the way up there, round, down and around. And then finally, we'll start laying that 2.5mm cable in. Job done. So there we go, that bit is up in place. I've got one of my super rods through there just to make sure I've done it all correct, and there it is coming out of there, so we can put that other bit on. What I might do is, just to make threading the cable through easier, I might thread the cable through first, through the D-line before I attach it to the wall, and then attach the D-line afterwards. otherwise it could be a bit of a faff. Right, let's carry on, get the rest of the D-line on, and then we can get all the clips in. Right, so we've got the laser level up. Great, that Stanley thing. So we've got it leveled up. So I've measured the length of the D-line that I need to get from there to there, taking off a bit for the corner pieces. So we'll use that to line that all up, get that on, and then we're on to the last piece. Right, okay, so that last piece is in nicely. You can see the track of the old trunking there. It actually looks worse on camera than it does in real life. It actually isn't that bad. But I will still mention it to the owner. If he wants a bit of paint over that, I will. I've taken out all the glue. But this is what I mean, with this stick-on trunking, that glue is there to stay. So I've managed to get the worst of it off. But anyway, the thing that I did have a problem with is in here. Let me just take that, bend that cover back. You see that connector there? That connector there, this bit here, slid into there. And it all misaligned. And the only way of actually dealing with that, I had to take that off, reposition it, put it back on again. So, just make sure that when you connect this up, this goes in there. The other bit of tip I'll give you, and I will do this in future actually, the blue backing tape that's on here, peel it back only to about here. Get this positioned and then peel the rest back, and then it should come on fine. At the moment what I've done, this blue tape just there, just to allow me to slide it on so it wouldn't stick to the wall. But yeah, that was a bit of a pain, but never mind. Anyway, it's all on. Now I've got to go and put all the metal clips in and run the cable. So, you can see we've got the cable through the wall, and we've got going along there with the D-line stuff. I'll just show you the metal brackets. There you go, there's one there, one over there. We've got that in between, so that's why I'm not going to put any more on. You can see how they go in. Got round-headed white screws I've put in to hold them in place, and they just fold over. And this then clips over the top, and then we put the corner piece on over that. It's working really well. So we've got all that lot to do. And we're just on that bit, down there. And then we can start doing some end-to-end testing before we power it up. It's going well. Right, I'm just testing this new electric cable now. I'm going to add it to the values I've got before, because I don't need to do that all the way back to the board. So the value we're getting is 0.15. If my math is right, that's somewhere between 8 and 9 metres, which is about right. I cut off 12 metres in total. That's the spare I got off it. So yeah, I reckon that's a good 8 metres. So that's probably the value. Let's put that bit up some more. That value will be right. I've just done the IR test. That's passed as well, so it's absolutely fine. So the cable's all laid into the trunking. So we'll wagoed that up. Seal that off in a minute. All in. I think it's a really, really neat job. Tidy that up in that corner in a minute. And there, we've got an end stop on the end of that. I'll show you outside in the hallway in a second. So here's the final bit in the hallway, up from the new double socket, up the D-line. Yeah. Okay, can you spot the numpty error that I've just made? It's really not going to work unless I actually connect that. What numpty. So, finished. Little problem with the fuse spur, which I'll show you in a second. It's always the last bit that goes wrong. I sheared the screwing the fuse spur back on after the cock up I made about going the connections all the way through, not even connecting the front of the fuse spur. I don't know what I was thinking up there. Anyway, I then sheared the screw. So I had to, luckily I had a spare D-line box in my bag, so I was able to repair it. And I've actually, sort of, if you can see there, it's to put this. Then forgot to put the hole in the bottom, so I put that in, and then realised I put that in the wrong place. So that had to be realigned. Right at the last minute, I could have finished an hour ago if kind of cock that up. Anyway, I think it looks really neat and tidy. Like I say, I'll show you the outside in a minute. It all works. Let's get the gear on. Right, it all works. Might as well leave that on there. Yep, so that all works. I'll show you outside in a second. So here we are in the hallway, all finished. There's the new double socket and the D-line box. D-line trunking all the way up to the ceiling, and the ceiling, and through the hole in the wall, which we've just seen on the other side. I think it looks really neat and tidy. All works. Job done. Really pleased. So see you on the next one.